Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, where today we are going to return once again to the Hinterlands, hopefully for the last time. But for now, let us summon the War Council, clear up their operations, and send them on new ones. Oh yeah, and also I've been buying items from one of the merchants in Skyhold, who sells you stuff that can increase your Inquisition experience. So I figure I'm not really using the gold to buy anything, so I might as well get some free Inquisition perks. Let's see. Let's increase our inventory space again. Let's see, anybody on this side? Revenge of the Merchants Guild. Tethras, are you still skipping out on meetings? You'd have a copy of this already if you showed up once in a while. Not that I mind. I'm happy enough to trade you a worthless piece of parchment for 1,000 crown debt. Jarek. A note has been added to the bottom in another hand. Message deciphered. Translation follows. My name is Varric Tethras, and I'm a Bronto-licking backstabber who steals customers. Scrivener. Wait, isn't Scrivener the name of a book publishing company? Ruffles, Nightingale, and various agents named after crummy jobs. Thanks for looking into this bullshit mess for me. Based on what you've told me, there's only one person I can think of who specifically uses Bronto liquor as an insult, and also can't write worth a damn. Worthy, an acquaintance of mine from Kirkwall. Although why he'd do all this, I have no idea. I owe you all drinks. We should capture Worthy ourselves and question him about how he infiltrated Skyhold. I mean, I'm pretty sure the doors are open. The when is as crucial as the where and the how. Air. Oh, so I guess Air still has, like, I had already dismissed Air as being done in the plot. And didn't mention that fact the last time, that now she has operations going on. Inquisitor, the Grey Wardens fought their way through the mountains. The demons were savage, but the Grey Wardens held them off with great determination. As a result, we have located Marquis Buffon's secret stronghold deep in the Gamordan Peaks. The Grey Wardens have taken losses, but their morale remains high, and their loyalty to the Inquisition is undisputed. Inquisitor, we have Marquis Athlocon Buffon trapped in her fortress in the Gamordan Peaks and are preparing to make a final assault. While we might earlier have ignored her transgressions in light of the greater threat to the world, it's too good that we did not. Marquis Buffon's crimes go well beyond smuggling or illegal mining, and she has an ally in Lady Gnette Lagaspe, who has come with Venatori mages to defend the Marquis. The Wardens have concerns about the Venatori using blood magic, or their ties to Corypheus to influence their minds, but are prepared to follow your orders. We cannot delay for long as demons in the mountains continue to harass our flanks. Please send your orders. I'm gonna have Josephine handle it. Actually, I'm gonna have Leliana handle that. I'll just have to remember that that mission is there. Oh yeah, and now there's Empyrean resources. But we're not going to do anything with that yet. The College of Magi. A situation is unfolding in the Navarran city of Cumberland, location of the College of Magi, which, until the outbreak of the Mage Rebellion, was the philosophical heart of the Circles of Magi. Now mostly abandoned, it has become the home to a number of mage refugees. This has drawn the ire of local citizens, and mobs are threatening to assault the college and burn it to the ground. with Duke Sandral and Axis doing nothing to stop them. Inquisition agents suspect that Venatori agents are behind the mobs, looking to recover artifacts from the college once its magical defenses are breached. Yep, let's send Cullen.
To work?
Service. The Venatori who offered to help the Inquisition after his capture has provided a tip on the whereabouts of some old magical artifacts he shipped out of the western approach. He claims he requires a small squadron of helpers and a decent amount of coin to recover them for the Inquisition.
Let us begin.
Alright, I have 50 power now. Do I have to spend it on anything? I think I'm good. I just have to spend it on Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts. And then there's the, yeah, I don't really need to earn power anymore. And then there's the, operations in the, Deep Roads, which I've been putting off for later. For now, though, we are going to the Hinterlands. We've already found the key to Valimar. Why does the... Why does the quest still there? Weird. Like, we've already been to Valimar, right? Or there's just multiple ways to get into Valimar. Either way, there's a logging stand right down yonder. Let's see if Varric's portrait is better. Yeah, Varric's portrait is better. Fantastic. He's happy again. That means we're happy. Actually, before I pick up that logging stand, I completely forgot that I need to actually bring Dorian around these parts. Yeah, that happened in Dragon Age Origins. Previously on Dragon Age. Would that be a little goofy? Like, imagine playing a game that's like a sequel to other games, and then as you're walking around, like you might hear somebody go, "Previously on Dragon Age." Let's see. Let's get one of these assassin things. This does 3 hits, 300% weapon damage per hit. It sounds pretty good. Jumps it up to 6 hits. That doesn't sound so bad. Hold on. I'm going to need to actually attach it somewhere. Actually, that's going to be pretty easy because I never really used that dodge maneuver. It was just kind of there so I could get to a different ability. Although I'm definitely going to have to remove something. Maybe like the sleep one, I never actually used that. So let's actually replace the sleep one now. Actually, let's do some remapping. We can move that there because we never use it, really. And then the main one we use is this one, Twin Fangs, which is on the secondary menu. We can move that to the main menu. And then the other one we use regularly is Deathblow, which is again on a secondary menu. So we can move that to a main menu. Now from there, the flank attack... That one's good. But we use it less so. So let us attach it to there, and then that remaining space can be just filled in with that for now until I get the Mark of the Assassin ability. For now, though, apparently Dorian's parents are reaching out to him, and we need to make sure that it is not a trap. Though the likelihood that it is a trap is pretty high. Like 70%, 80% chance. Especially since his dad doesn't seem to care about him.
Uh-oh, nobody's here. This doesn't bode well.
Dorian.
Father.
Father!
So the whole story about the family retainer was just, what? A smoke?
Oh, so he actually came himself.
Then you were told. I apologize for the deception, Inquisitor. I never intended for you to be involved.
Of course not. Magister Parvus couldn't come to Skyhold and be seen with the dread Inquisitor. What would people think? What is this exactly, Father?
Father!
Ambush, kidnapping?
Okay, I'll stop.
Warm family reunion?
This is how it has always been.
Okay, like, just talk to him.
You went through all of this to get Dorian here. Talk to him.
Yes, Father. Talk to me. Let me hear how mystified you are by my anger.
Dorian, there's no need to.
I prefer the company of men. My father disapproves.
Who doesn't? Bonus points if you get the reference. They were roommates. Okay, I feel like I'm just a bunch of memes strung together right
Did I
now.
stutter? Men and the company thereof as in sex. Surely you've heard of it.
No. I had a suspicion.
This is not exactly news, Dorian.
And why should it be? Why should anyone care? I have no idea.
This display is uncalled for.
No, it is called for. You called for it by luring me here.
This is not what I wanted.
I'm never what you wanted, Father. Or had you forgotten?
Why is it an issue?
That's a big concern in Tevinter, then.
Only if you're trying to live up to an impossible standard. Every Tevinter family is intermarrying to distill the perfect mage, perfect body, perfect...
They're inbreeding
the
themselves?
perfect leader.
On purpose?
It means every perceived flaw, every aberration is deviant and shameful. It must be hidden.
So this is what this is about?
So that's what all of this is about? Who you sleep with?
That's not all it's about.
Dorian, please. If you'll only listen to me.
Why? So you can spout more convenient lies? He taught me to hate blood magic. The resort of the weak mind. Those are his words. But what was the first thing you did when your precious heir refused to play pretend for the rest of his life? You tried to change me.
I only wanted what was best for you.
You wanted the best for you. For your fucking legacy. Anything for that.
Let's get you out of here.
I think it's time we left.
I agree.
Okay, everybody kind of like sped around really quickly. Yeah, we don't need to deal with this guy and his attempt at blood magic gay conversion. Though I suppose it does show, like, the importance of, like, instead of having a big grand story, like, you can have more character-focused stories in this high fantasy. Is this high fantasy? In this fantasy setting. That still incorporates the elements of the fantasy.
Deep down, he taught me principle is important. He cares for me in his way, but he won't ever change. I can't forgive him for what he did. I won't.
Are you all right?
No, not really. Thank you for bringing me out there, even if it didn't work out. Maker knows what you must think of me now, after that whole display.
You did lead me on a little bit.
I think you led me on, actually.
Ah, the flirting. You're a remarkable woman, Inquisitor. I mean that in the best way. In another life, I meant no offense. I'll desist if you prefer.
Desist? Don't you dare.
No. Constant
I
flirting
feel so
with no
insulted.
expectation
At
of
any rate,
anything else.
Time to drink myself into a stupor. It's been that sort of day. Join me sometime.
Is there such a character
If you don't
arc?
mind.
Like, is there such a character dynamic like that? In like any like pop culture medium of like two characters that are just constant, insatiable flirts for each other. They just can't stop flirting with each other. But there's no way they're going to go any farther than that, because one of them sexuality does not go along with the other ones, but it doesn't stop them from just constantly, non-stop flirting with each other. Like, I think that would be fun. Or is there a lot of that? Because if you think about it, there's a lot of pop culture that's like, we're going to have characters banter, but nobody has any sex. Like, if you look at the entire MCU and you consider exactly how many characters have had sex, if you look at the entire Resident Evil franchise and consider how many times any of these characters have had sex, like, are we also including, like how close does the banter come to flirting that never quite gets resolved? But then I suppose, like, the idea between, like, Malice and Dorian here, they are knowingly flirting with each other without expectation of going any further, as opposed to, say, like when when writers are making things for the MCU, they're doing so without the expectation that these characters are going to have sex, because I don't know what's the specific reason that's keeping them. Whether it's the producers, whether it's Disney, whether it's Marvel, but there's definitely something holding them back. And a logging stand for the Inquisition. But there's the knowledge that it's just kind of there for more entertainment purposes rather than like for entertainment for the banter purposes, as opposed to characters like if you look at Avengers: Age of Ultron is probably the most ludicrous example of this, where every character needs to tell quips. Oh, I changed the button parameters and forgot. That's fine. I pressed the button that it used to be. It was inevitable, really, but at the very least, it was just against that bear. Like, Age of Ultron had characters constantly quipping, so the idea of any specific character's banter standing out meaningfully against each other is hard to imagine. Like, I would say Avengers Infinity War did a better job handling, like, having specific characters speaking in specific manners. So you have certain characters joking better than others. But, like, it's the difference between characters telling jokes because it's funny to the audience versus characters telling jokes because it's funny to themselves. Like Malice and I'm trying to keep everything on topic. I apologize if it seems all fractured. Like Malice and Dorian aren't flirting for the sake of the audience. They're flirting for the sake of each other because they find it fun. Versus, say, like the characters in Age of Ultron are quipping not necessarily for themselves, but for the sake of the audience. Why did I... Oh, the entrance is here. There's a shard here. Oh yeah, now I remember why I was there in the first place. And the reason why I stopped going in that direction was because I had run low on health potions. It's been so long. Like, just looking at the amount of time I've played this game, I'm at like 43 and a quarter hours. The last time I was in the Hinterlands, oh geez, was 20 hours ago. But no, let's tie a knot on that topic because before I get distracted by something else, I find that relationship between Dorian and Malice to be a lot of fun, and I wouldn't mind seeing. Oh no, I've come up with ideas on extending this discussion, seeing that in other mediums, especially when you consider the recent discussions that have come about from Baldur's Gate 3, where like every character kind of is ready to bang you. Doesn't matter who they are. They're ready to bang. They're out there. And one of the things I like about the idea of characters having a specific sexuality is it makes your relationships also more specific based on who they are rather than what you want. Is that shard in the lake? Like, if you consider Mass Effect 2. In Mass Effect 2, if you are a male shep, you can have a sexual relation with Miranda. If you are a femme shep, you cannot, because she is not gay. But if you play as a femme shep and you increase your relationship with Miranda, you end up with a very specific friendship, platonic. Platonic is the word that I was trying to remember. A platonic relationship with Miranda that wouldn't necessarily be possible if you're always expecting to end up with that sexual relation with the character. And I think like the excessive flirting between Dorian and Malice, especially now that now that I'm on board, now that I know what's going on, like, oh yeah, let's just constantly, shamelessly, absolute zero shame, an unsigned letter. I don't care if you got an archdemon itself lighting your asses on fire. The mercenaries provide enough protection for you to continue the operation. If necessary, more will be dispatched to your location. Keep the docks working and keep the product moving. Delays will not be tolerated. Because it also creates a different type of platonic relationship. that has kind of been, like, already explored in other venues. But because the relationship progress in video games is still kind of awkwardly being, like, absolutely nothing, and it's not necessarily video games, but also a lot of action heroes. Like, the one that sticks out to my mind most is, like, the relationship between Shaun and, I forget the character's name in Shaun of the Dead, but his friend, played by Nick... What is, Nick Frost? I think is his name. But that's one of the jokes in the movie, is just like, no, they're not gay for each other, but they're constantly flirting. Also, this castle is way emptier than I was expecting it to be. I think I avoided this castle because I was expecting fights. And there's nothing. Is there going to be a letter for me to read? Oh, nope. We hired your mercenary organization to facilitate this business venture, not add complications. In order for the Carta to extract the product without attracting undue attention, the area must be free from observation. If the fighting between the apostate mages and the renegade Templars is insufficient, your efforts were to dissuade refugees from exploring the area and interfering with our operation. We are meeting at our primary base of operations in Valimar to determine the next course of action. At your earliest convenience, send representatives to the location marked to explain the situation and obtain new instructions. Whoever the Red Templars are, they have become very interested in the area. Their appearance suggests a familiarity with the product that cannot be coincidence. Focus efforts on eliminating them, ideally in such a way as to place blame on the growing Inquisition forces in the area. If we can get two groups to kill each other, that should be less work for all of us. But I've already done the Valimar quest, so I don't necessarily need to go to Valimar again. Also, only one more shard is showing on the map, which means that I've missed an Oculus somewhere around here. Okay, I was gonna say, is there a ladder that lets me climb down? All right, what else is there? Oh. Return. Oh my gosh. Out of the way, everybody. Herald of Andraste coming through. I wonder where that missing Oculus is, whether it's already in the map and I just passed it by. Take this! Ah, I missed. There's a ritual? Oh, hello. Honest? That was fast. Okay, that's an astrarium. Also an astrarium. Huh. You know, I remember there was a point in time where I was talking to a friend of mine about Dragon Age Inquisition. And the subject went on mounts because I saw somebody post on Twitter, like, what was your favorite mount in Dragon Age Inquisition? And for the life of me, I could not remember that Dragon Age Inquisition had mounts. Ooh, there's a treasure under the waterfall. And I feel like this is why. Like, riding a mount in this game gives you such a terrible feeling of a lack of speed. Like you're barely moving faster than you did when you were walking. Not to mention the fact that you cannot collect elf fruit while you are mounted. So you find yourself unable to collect the basic supplies you need to do the quests. And you can't attack while mounted, so... Oh, hello. Ah, damn it. All right, what kind of letter are we going to find over here?
Sarah, I noticed in a recent fight, you killed someone I was already dealing with.
You were doing it too slow.
Just to be clear, you wish me to manipulate the delicate balance of the primordial energy of the Fade faster.
Yes.
You're not making it worse. It's bad enough you people do that at all.
Of course, there's another letter. Map of Farmland Cave. I might actually have to look up where those things are. Oh, hello. Treasure. Probably nothing worth it, but hey, you know, might as well do the lootin'. I already did the tootin' and the rootin', might as well loot as well. Alright, I looked up the missing ocularium to find out where it is. To save time. Let's see, we got one... I hope this is the only one I'm missing. Two... jeez. And these shards are probably not going to be right next to each other, so I'm going to have to... I can see that one from here. Alright, let's go grab these missing 4 shards. Hopefully they are the last of this area. Ah, son of a... I need elf fruit again. I will always need elf fruit. Yes, okay, those are going to be the last of this area. That one's way over there. Alright, one more shard, 2 more to go. Still won't be able to unlock the next door, but, you know, we'll be a little bit closer. There it is. And one more shard left in the Hinterlands. Also, I still haven't used my new attack yet. Not that, like, hitting any of these weaker guys is really going to be a great test for said attack. But at least I can see the animation. And... done. Alright, what else do we have to do in the Hinterlands? We have... I think just the map. Oh yeah. How do you get decorative gems? Well, where does this letter need to go? Bring oh, I need a flower from a different area. Okay. No need to worry about that just yet then. What can I do next then? Oh yeah, let's go to Val Royeaux, meet with Josephine. That way I don't necessarily need to start a new area just yet. Alright, let's see what we can do for Vivian. Is she right here? Or sorry, Josephine.
Do you know where this noble wanted to meet us?
I do. The Comte Boisvert invited us to his mansion, not far from here. I pray he clears up the deaths of my messengers, as promised.
Alright, let's go see Comte Boisvert.
Lead the way.
And hope that he also isn't the one who killed your messengers. I feel like the chances are at least 60% that that he killed the messengers and created a reason for you to show up. He forgot to put a portrait on that wall. Just it's got the outline, it's got the frame, and then nothing.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you for seeing us, Comte Boisvert.
The honor is mine. Please, sit. It's an honor to assist two such distinguished guests.
See, if you make a video game where you have a lot of characters wearing masks, you don't need to make unique faces for them. Just the masks.
We appreciate your help, Comte.
The death of Lady Montily's servants must weigh heavily on you. Have you heard of the House of Repose?
The Assassin's League?
My contacts obtained a copy of a document in the archive. Contract for life.
The House of Repose is hereby sworn to eliminate anyone attempting to overturn the Montiliers' trading exile in Orlais.
You don't seem surprised.
Overly complicated assassination plots are part of Orlesian politics, I take it.
They're all too common, I'm afraid.
The contract was signed by a noble family. The Du Paraquets.
But the Du Paraquets died out as a noble line over 60 years ago.
Indeed. But the contract was signed 109 years ago.
So then who's
How can a
paying the
family try
contract?
to kill you after they died out?
The Du Paraquets were our rivals. They drove the Montiliers from Val Royeaux. This contract was drawn up over 100 years ago, but it wasn't invoked until I tried to overturn my family's exile.
Were they paid in advance?
The House of Repose is merely fulfilling its contractual duties.
But the contract's ancient.
If the people who wanted your family dead are gone, why are the assassins still after you?
A contract is a contract, Inquisitor. Orlesian businesses live and die by their reputations. The entire guild's welfare.
Like the
would be
people who
endangered
even
if
agreed
an
to the
agreement was
contract are
tossed
also
aside at
dead.
the whim of time or fate.
She's quite right, Your Worship. The House of Repose is doing what it feels necessary. By its standards.
What's the plan, Josephine?
I assume you have a thought or two on this, Josephine?
The Du Paraquets still have descendants under the common branch. If we elevate them to nobility, a Du Paraquet could annul the contract on my life.
No, okay, I
That will
suppose I
take
could.
Time, Lady Montilier. Time during which the House of Repose will be obliged to hunt you.
Will they now? You are exceedingly well informed. You're not to have said you'd heard rumors, at best.
A bit of subterfuge. This contract on your life is an ugly business. One the House of Repose deeply regrets. But this is Orlais. Even an assassin's word is his bond.
Was there ever a Comte?
Does Comte Boisvert actually exist?
Absolutely. The Comte's offer to reveal the killers of Lady Montilier's messengers was genuine.
Oh, but the
So what's
assassin
information?
killed the Comte.
An end to be tied up later.
I'm guessing the actual Comte Boisvert met with a fatal accident.
Comte Boisvert slumbers in a nearby closet. Nothing more. The contract on Lady Montily's life is so unusual, we felt the courtesy of an explanation was in order.
It is appreciated, monsieur.
Oh, they realize their
idea
business
of
makes
seeking
very
out
little
the
sense.
Baroness to revoke our orders is an interesting one. I wish you luck. I did not come to shed blood today, Inquisitor. Only to speak. Might I pass?
Why the warning?
Why warn us about your contract and let us go?
In Orlais, it is only decent to inform those involved in a contract when extraordinary circumstances conspire.
And the guild's reputation would suffer if you ignored the contract. I quite understand.
Thank you, my lady. May we conclude with my departure?
Go then.
Good day, your worship. My lady, I pray we never meet again.
Well, I didn't think our meeting would end like this.
We'll deal with these assassins.
I have some thoughts. Let's discuss them back at Skyhold. I'll feel safer with the castle's walls around me.
Alright, let us go to Skyhold then. Talk to Josephine. Also, we should probably talk to Dorian. He might have something new to say. Alright, Josephine, what you got?
I'm so sorry, Inquisitor. I never thought my family's trading status would trap us in an assassin's plot.
You couldn't have known it would lead to this House of Repose coming after you.
It still shouldn't have slipped past me. I've tracked down the last two paraquets. If they become gentry, they can annul the contract on my life. We'll require a noble from Val Royaux to sponsor them, a judge to provide documents, a minister to ratify them.
It's so like you to take the longest course of action, even when your life is at stake.
I assume you already know everything about this mess.
There is a faster way, Josephine. The original contract on your life is in the vaults of the House of Repose. If my agents infiltrate it and destroy the original, the assassin will have no obligation to chase you.
Liliana, please. I want no more bloodshed over a personal affair.
Don't be so stubborn, Josie. How long will it take you to gather these favors in Val
Who
Royaux?
wants to take more time to do something when you can kill people? Liliana, please. I'm with you on this one, Josephine.
We can solve this without more deaths on either side.
My people are ready, should you change your mind. I'll post a watch on our ambassador in case the House of Repose visits.
I appreciate it, but I still believe elevating the two paraquets will solve this. First, we need to perform some favors in Val Royaux. I'd be happy to discuss where we could begin.
Oh, there's more to
The
this.
House of Repose, Inquisitor.
What's our next move?
You said I'd have to do some favors in Val Royaux if we want to make the Duparakets lords.
The Countess Dion is our first step. Her lover, a mage from the White Spire, is missing. Bring her news of him and she'll be very amenable to sponsoring the Duparakets as lords.
Alright, let's at the very least set that operation in motion. I think there's at least a couple of operations that have finished. So I should be able to do this. Let's see, you are still in process. In process. Never mind. I cannot do anything. Good talk with you fellas. Alright, let's go talk to Dorian, see if he has anything else to say.
Your worship.
Dorian, what you got?
You have remarkably little here on early to Vinter history. All these gifts to the Inquisition, and the best they can do is the Malefica Imperio. Trite propaganda. But if you want 20 volumes on whether Divine Galatea took a shit on Sunday, this is evidently the place to find it.
And that's the Dorian I know, critiquing every book in my library.
I wouldn't have to, if you could find some rebellious heretic archivist to join the cause.
Are there rebellious archivists? Other than you, that is.
If Corypheus ever starts burning masterworks of literature, I'm sure a few will pop up. Did I see something by Genitivi here? I could have sworn.
That's what you get for
What's
swearing.
this about, Dorian?
When everyone returned, they told us about your tumble into the abyssal rift.
You went into the Fade. Physically went in. Are you... all right?
Stroud is gone.
The Fade is an ordeal under normal circumstances. To be the only real thing there, beyond description. That you made it out at all is a miracle. You do realize this feat hasn't been performed in over 1,000 years. Corypheus and his contemporaries entered the Fade and began the Blights. In comparison.
It would have been easier if you'd been with me.
Without question. But I'm rather glad I wasn't.
No sense of adventure? That's surprising.
I've not your talent for survival. And not everyone is as discerning as I. If you can walk in the Fade, others will try to follow. Who knows what secrets Corypheus has revealed? Not all of them will be as lucky as you. What they could unleash.
Just accessing the Fade with your mind is already dangerous enough.
Too many will see this as a challenge.
That's a good idea.
There are enough idiots in the world who think if they just use enough blood magic, their problems will vanish. It's exactly the sort of thing I want to stop back home. This I don't need. What I do need is a copy of the Liberalum. I'll wager I can find Corypheus's real name.
And if you say his real name backwards,
with no family to speak of, the luster would come right off. Wish me luck.
I don't know what
Oh.
you think you're doing.
I'm being clucked at by a hen, evidently.
Don't play the fool with me, young man.
If I wanted to play the fool, I could be rather more convincing, I assure you.
Your glib tongue does you no credit.
You'd be surprised at the credit my tongue gets me, Your Reverence.
Oh,
What's going on here?
It seems the revered mother is concerned about my undue influence over you.
It is just concern. Your worship, you must know how this looks.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
This man is of Tevinter. His presence at your side, the rumors alone.
There's no cause for concern, Your Reverence.
With all due respect, you underestimate the effect this man has on the people's good opinion.
Do the people know how he's helped the Inquisition?
See, I meant no disrespect, Inquisitor. Only to ask after this man's intentions. If you feel he is without ulterior motive, then I humbly beg forgiveness of you both.
Then beg. You're walking away. I don't hear the begging.
She didn't get to you, did she?
No, it takes more to get to me than thinly veiled accusations.
You don't think she'll do anything?
Do what? Yours is the good opinion I care about, not hers. I should ask, do the rumors bother you?
I wish they wouldn't disparage you. They don't know you.
They know you even less than they know me. Perhaps it's odd to say, but I think of you as a friend, Inquisitor. I have precious few friends. I didn't think to find one here. Don't speak. I detest confessions, and I'd like to get this over with.
Why
Allow
are
me
we
to
having
say
this
I'll
entire
stand beside
conversation
you
while this person's just
against
standing right
horrifics, my
behind
countrymen,
Dorian?
or spurious rumor, so long as you'll have me.
Excellent.
So I take it you're Dalish? Is that the correct word here?
It is, yes.
Yes, that's right.
We don't have Dalish clans coming northward, for obvious reasons.
Yes.
So I've never met one of your people before, although I've heard about them. Little. I hope this won't be an issue between us. I am here to help you deal with the Venatori, after all.
And I appreciate your help, Dorian.
Excellent. Mutual appreciation is a grand way to begin.
I should go.
I do rather like watching you leave.
Uh-huh. Where's the table that I could drop off resources? There we go. Solus, got anything more for me? You okay there, buddy? Pal?
Something wrong with your tea?
It is tea. I detest this stuff. But this morning, I need to shake the dreams from my mind. I may also need a favor.
You just have to ask.
One of my oldest friends has been captured by mages, forced into slavery. I heard the cry for help as I slept.
I'd be happy to help. What did these mages use to capture your friend? Blood magic?
A
A
net?
summoning circle, I would imagine.
I'm sorry?
Because his friend is a
My
spirit.
friend is a spirit,
They're-
wisdom. Unlike the spirits clamoring to enter our world through the rifts, it was dwelling quite happily in the Fade. It was summoned against its will, and wants my help to gain its freedom and return to the Fade.
All right. Let's go get your friend.
Thank you. I got a sense of my friend's location before I awoke. I'll mark it on our map.
Oh, okay. So that's in the Exalted Plains, which is going to be one of our next locations. Hold on. There's a Red Templar stronghold? And a logging stand? And a quarry? Ah, shit. Alright, let's claim this quarry for the Inquisition. Alright, it seems that some hooligans are occupying my logging stand. Let's try... Oh. Nope, they're not hooligans, they're actually guards. But I will still claim this logging stand for the Inquisition. And apparently, there's a Red Templar stronghold. Let's see if we can collect enough elf root as well, so that we can upgrade our courtyard. We're almost there. We're at the cusp of a better courtyard. Nope, you're iron, I think. Now, do I need to go through there in order to get to the Templar stronghold, or does this just go to the elevator? Into the deep roads?
I wonder how...
Darwin's Mouth. No, I think this actually does get to the stronghold.
The Red Templars have dug in here.
I'm certain King Alistair would appreciate having them removed from Ferelden's shores.
Will we get anything out of King Alistair for doing this? Ooh, level 17. Alright, that is pretty cool, actually. I should do that as the first attack out of stealth, though. Maybe. Oh, and there's a something I could claim. I didn't realize I was short a location in Crestwood. I claim this for the Inquisition! Built into the cliffs of the Storm Coast, the port at Darwin's Mouth once connected the Dwarven Tigers to the waking sea. In addition to increasing trade between the dwarves and their allies in the Deventer Imperium, direct access to the deep roads meant diplomats from Orzammar could visit the port without fear of losing their stone sense. This site thus became a popular meeting place for ambassadors of the two nations. When Darkspawn incursions forced the dwarves to retreat into Orzammar, the deep roads leading to Darwin's Mouth were sealed and the port fell into disuse. At least all reputable use of the port ceased. Bandits, smugglers, and pirates are known to use the various caves along the Storm Coast, including Darwin's Mouth itself, for their own gains. Hold on. How do I get to the stronghold? I'm hoping this alternate path will take me up and over. Aha! I see you standing around doing nothing. It feels like it's missing sound effects, though. Like, it feels like that attack should have more sound effects. Kind of like if you've ever played a first-person shooter and, like, the actual shooting feels like it lacks punch. Like, that's what that three-hit attack kind of feels like. It feels like one of those attacks that lacks impact because of how quiet it is. Oh, seems like a big fella over there, I think. Or is that just a bunch of crystal? Nope, that's a big fella. All too easy. All right, but this does seem like the path that's going to take me.
Many of these Red Templars were good men and women once. A shame to see them corrupted beyond recognition.
The red potion was bitter and burned my throat. It was nothing like delirium I know. There was a hum in my mind, a held note that seemed to course through my entire being. The power of it brought what's incredible. I felt as if I had held all the world in my palm and could crush it with a thought. Is this what the Maker feels? I can think of nothing else but that power now. A taste of the limitless makes it impossible for a man to be content with the ordinary. Why be what I am when I can be more? Is that a bit cliche, the idea that, like, when villains taste power, like, they only see the means at which that power can be used to destroy, that power can be used to control? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so strong, I'm so powerful. Look how many things I could blow up with this power. Like, there isn't really a thought about, like, is that what power is? Are these statues, or were these people? No. Loot. You know, if the item on the ground is just gold, you should just be able to walk by it and automatically pick it up.
Hello. How are you? Like, any game that forces you to stop just to pick up, like, 50 gold. That's just... and you have to stop over and over again just to do that. That just becomes inconvenient. Alright, hello? Let us take care of you first.
I believe we've broken the Templars' hold here.
There may yet be stragglers, but we've dashed whatever plans they might have had.
We have dashed their hopes against the stone.
This boat still looks seaworthy.
Does it? Where are we rowing this boat to?
Oh, sure. But, oh, I bet there's nothing.
Where are we? Huh. We're on an island off the coast of Costa Rica, erased from the government. Bonus points if you know what that's from. Oh, elf fruit. Fantastic. And now we can make a better courtyard for whatever... Like, both this game and Fable 3 attempted to kind of like give you the feeling of being a ruler. And both games, like, they have specific things that they are good at in regards to demonstrating that, and bad. Like, Fable 3 kind of, like, rushes you through, like, these plot points at the end of being a ruler, where you're just kind of, like, jumping...
Where do you think it is?
Oh, yeah, there's a dragon. Where you're just kind of, like, jumping through time without the knowledge of what size those jumps are and when they occur. But your decisions have a bigger impact. Whereas here it feels like...
Sarah, I'm sorry.
Who's what now?
My family is nobility. I've been in secret training since I was 6. I walked with the divine. I've never considered what I must look like to someone common. I must indeed seem terrifying.
Nah, you're alright. Skip the someone common bit, though. Makes you seem a bit of a shit.
Alright, we still have, I think, 7 dragons to kill. And I suppose this place was named Dragon Island. So there's probably a dragon on Dragon Island. Otherwise, you know, someone screwed up. If you go to Dragon Island and all you find are large growings of elf fruit. Oh, there we go. I see you now. Vinsomer. I know what your weakness is, Vinsomer. It's bees! And more bees! Actually, hold on. Where are you? Wise decision to get away from the fight. Wow, that was a lot of hits taken directly, and Vincemar has barely been damaged. He's level 19, okay. We are going to save Vincemar for later, because he is a higher level than we are. For now, though, we're going to stop for the night. I don't think anybody's done with their tasks, so got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.